Welcome to my health series where I talk about health. It's going to be like a seven-ish part health series where I'm going to talk about specific topics to optimize your health and like pull some specific levers to make your life better. This episode is going to be about health in general and my 2 cents about it. And then the next one is going to be about sleep, then nutrition, then movement, then social well being, then nervous system and stress regulation. And at last, we're going to do a recap and how to integrate all of it and how to integrate what we learned because I can yap so much, but if you don't integrate it or don't know how to integrate it, it's all for nothing. So, we're going to talk about how to integrate those things into your life. Why do I care? Why do I care about health? It's easy because I see people around me that I love the most. My parents, parents of loved ones, my loved ones, not take care of their health enough. And it literally breaks my heart because they could like adjust just a few tiny things and make such a big difference in their lives, but they are choosing to not do it. And that's why I'm making this health series so no one has an excuse. You don't have an excuse anymore after that. And the problem is, many don't want to change. They don't see a problem with their sedentary lifestyle, with their nutrition choices, with their poor sleep habits. For some, it's because they genuinely don't know. They genuinely don't know how to make their life and health better. But for most, it's because they don't care enough because they don't see the effects yet. I don't know if you understand or try to dismiss it, but the day where the pain pops up, where the pain gets chronic, where it's getting so bad that you cannot move anymore, where the brain fog is getting so bad that you don't even remember what you last ate, when the symptoms, when the disease pops up, it's going to be too late. All of those years of bad habits, of bad choices, will have already compounded. And to reverse that, it's going to be so much harder than to take a little bit of time and to prevent it before it even happens. The day where you get the symptom is not the day where you were unhealthy. It's months, years, decades before that you made unhealthy choices up until that day where it actually manifested and showed. Just think about that. Just because you don't see it right now, it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist already. Maybe some of you weren't taught what is healthy, what is unhealthy. You probably were, but you choose to ignore it and don't see it as important yet. It's not your fault. That's not your fault, but it's your responsibility. I'm sorry, it's your responsibility because your health, your life is your responsibility only. And I know it's not your fault if you didn't learn it, but it's your responsibility still. And that's why I'm making this series because health gets overcomplicated so much. And people just get this big load of information and they don't know what to do with all of that information. So they dismiss all of it instead of integrating a small few things in their life that could make such a big difference already. Often, what happens in our world right now, people just search for shortcuts. It's not that easy, okay? It's like compound interest. It's doing the thing that everybody knows they should do. Everybody knows they should invest. It's not something that nobody knows. Everybody should know they should invest. And it doesn't need to be a big sum of money, but it needs to be a little bit consistently. And that's the same thing with health. You need to invest into your health, not this big sum, but a little bit consistently for it to compound and for you to actually gain wealth, gain health long term. Today, most people optimize for comfort, convenience, and dopamine right now. They need it right now. They don't know about delayed gratification. That's bad. You need to be able to put in work for something that you don't see the effects right now. Because if you cannot do that, literally that's a whole different topic. That's a whole different issue. And you need to fix that. You need to fix that. Most unhealthy choices make today easier. Oh, let's take the car. Oh, let's go eat McDonald's. Let's do XYZ. It makes today easier, but tomorrow harder. It's gonna be harder tomorrow. Sometimes you just gotta sacrifice something today for tomorrow to be better. Now, why you should get healthier? And I'm talking to the people I love here. Don't you want to be able to hold up your grandkids? Why don't you want to be healthier? Literally, if I ask you why don't you want to be healthier, what's your reasonable response to that? Are you searching for an excuse, or are you actually putting in the work already? What is your explanation for not wanting to be healthier? Because I don't see any downside to wanting to be healthier or putting the work in to be healthier. Do you not want to walk up the stairs when you're 80? I understand if you don't want to live until 120, but don't you want to have those years that you have be filled with quality instead of dealing with chronic pain, with issues, with disease, with brain fog, with energy loss, with all of those things? I'm not saying that what I'm going to say on here is going to cure you or is going to be the only right thing to be healthy forever and you're going to be so healthy and whatnot. But what I'm going to talk about are probably the most important levers for your health, and there's some other aspects that can diminish your health, and you can be so healthy and still get problems, or be so unhealthy, smoke cigarettes every day and still live good until 90. That's all possible. But I'm saying there is a few scientifically researched and proven things that you can do to optimize your health and wellness. But it's also about dependence. Do you want to be dependent when you're 80 on everybody around you? Do you really want to place that burden on the people that you love? When it's time for my parents to be dependent on me instead of me being dependent on them, I will be there for them. I will respect them. I will love them. I will take care of them. That's for sure, because they have taken care of me for so long, and I just want to give back what they did for me. But also, I want them to be healthy, independent, to be free, to still be traveling when they're 80, 90, to live a quality life and to be able to experience life to the fullest as best as possible. Sometimes you gotta look beyond yourself and like for the bigger picture, because we are social beings and it's not just all about you. It's about your family, your loved ones, your community. And to like not take care of your health is literally just so egocentric as well, because you only think about your own convenience and your own comfort right now, instead of thinking about the bigger picture and your future kids, your future grandkids, your everything. And it makes me mad. So what does health even mean? What is health? And this is an interesting topic, because when I search for like what is health, there is different institutions and dictionaries that say something different about what health is and how they define health. But the most recent ones define health as not merely the absence of disease, but a state of physical, mental, and social well being, but also the ability to adjust and adapt to changing environments. Think about it as a plant. The tree outside of my house, it can adapt to the different seasons that there is, like winter, fall, and it can still survive, right? Because it can adapt to those seasons. Just because the plant is healthy in summer, if it cannot adapt to fall and to winter, it will not be a healthy plant. But if it can adapt to different seasons, to different external and internal stressors, that's when the plant is still healthy. And that's what I believe is the same with us humans. if we can adapt to different stressors, to different environments, and to different situations, physically, mentally, and socially, and with everything, then we can be healthy. That's the definition of healthy. What health not is a smoothie, matcha latte, golden turmeric, ginger, whatever is not what's gonna be healthy. It may be healthy, but it's not what defines your health. Like, no, it's not aesthetics. It's also not about weight directly. Like, if you're 500 pounds overweight, please, you're unhealthy. That's literally, you cannot have good health markers scientifically and be healthy if you're 500 pounds overweight. So, but weight specifically does not say if you're like healthy or not. Like, your leanest self is not the most healthiest self for most people, for probably like 99% of the people. And what health also not is perfection. And that is a such important point because dealing with orthorexia, I needed to learn that because I was at a place in my time where I thought that everything that was just a little bit processed was going to cause me cancer. And that's not healthy. Perfectionism is not healthy, especially not in a sense of movement, nutrition, sleep. You can never be perfect, and to stress about being perfect is even worse than you just being unperfect and doing it good most of the times instead of trying to be perfect all of the times. Important to remember is that health cannot just be viewed in silos. Like, there isn't just sleep, nutrition, stress management. Like, it all ties into it. Like, they're all so intertwined. Okay, let's make an example. I only slept 4 hours. What does that do to my body? I wake up, I'm not recovered. Mentally and physically, I'm not recovered. Then I'm going to work, I'm stressed. My body is stressed because I'm not recovered. My mind is stressed, I'm not rested. I'm gonna crave more simple processed carbs for me to fuel my stress because my body thinks I'm running from a tiger right now. And what do you need when you're running from a tiger? Easy and fast digestible carbs. You need glucose to fuel your muscles, right? That's what you're gonna crave. But during the day, I don't really have time to eat because I'm so stressed. I'm doing this, that. My brain is not really, I'm like brain fogged and all of that. I'm just getting conveniently something from like the bakery. It's like also just simple processed carbs instead of like a well rounded breakfast with protein, fats, carbs. And what is going to happen at night when I come home? The cravings are going to hit because I'm going to be hungry already. I'm going to be hungry the entire day because when you're sleep deprived, you're going to be more hungry because there's more ghrelin signaling like more hunger. It's like a vicious cycle because at the end of the day, I'm going to be hungry. I'm going to eat like more processed, simple carbs. What is going to happen is I go to sleep, but I'm going to sleep with a stomach full of food. That makes me not sleep well again and not recover well again. So I wake up again stressed, not well rested, not recovered, and all of the cycle repeats. And what ends up happening is I will gain weight. My health markers are going to shit. I'm going to feel bad. I'm going to be brain fogged all the time. So it's like all intertwined because if I just rested enough, made sure that I ate a well balanced, well rounded breakfast, and then I got some movement, some morning sunlight, and then I went on with my life. I could have like made so much better instead of like making it worse and like stop the cycle. Then another thing that bothers me is you need motivation. Why are you not motivated to do it? If you wanted to, you would. It's not about motivation because motivation does shit. Motivation is literally not what's going to make you healthy or what is going to decide if you're going to be a healthy person because you can be so motivated to do it, but if your systems, that's where we get to it, You need systems that you can fall back into when you're not motivated instead of goals that you can only reach when you're motivated. I think the guy from Atomic Habits said that we don't rise to the level of our goals, we fall back to the level of our systems. And this is so powerful because if you have established systems on your worst days, you will still do the things that you need to do instead of relying on motivation every day, because motivation will not be there every single day. It's biologically not possible. It's just not possible. So I have systems in place that allow me to do the things that I don't want to do and to stick to them. And you need to build those. And it takes a while to build habits. But when those habits are in place, it's so much easier. Being unhealthy, in my opinion, is like it's like misalignment. Hear me out. It's a misalignment with what your body actually needs versus how you treat it. It's a misalignment of what your mind needs and how you live, or actually what you feed it. It's a misalignment between what you value and what you do daily. Because health isn't perfection, it's adaptability, balance, and recovery. So, what I want you to take home from this is a healthy person isn't someone that never eats sugar, never struggles, never feels tired, is on top of the world every single day. It's like doing 10 different workouts in one day. That's not what healthy means. A healthy person is someone who recovers well, listens to their body and their intuition. Literally, our bodies know so much. We just need to listen to it. Has flexibility and not rigidity, because if you have those fixed blocks of everything, you will feel so stressed the moment it doesn't work out like that. Flexibility and adaptability are the key, because rigidity is just stress. It's just stress. A healthy person is someone who feels alive and not just functional. Literally, if you just feel functional, okay, I gotta do this, and you can do it, but you don't feel alive, you cannot have time to value the things that you have, to value what's around you, and to love and appreciate what's around you. That's not healthy either. And like I said, I think healthy is just a balance, because you're not an unhealthy person if you eat a donut. That's literally not the definition of unhealthy. Okay, a donut might not be the healthiest thing, but and the right timing, in a given moment with family, friends, loved ones, if you eat a donut, that's like a healthy thing to do. Because if you have to fend off everything that might be considered unhealthy, and you restrict yourself and you cannot live to your fullest with your family and loved ones, that's also unhealthy. What I'm preaching is that healthy is a balance, moderation of everything. You can have everything. Like, you don't have to never eat ice cream, because that's unhealthy. Everything in moderation. And also movement. You don't have to force your body if your body literally cannot move. Don't force it. Listen to your body, listen to your intuition, make good decision most of the times, and you will be so much healthier. So that was it for the introduction, and my like, it wasn't just 2 cents, it was like a full dollar. And I just want you to remember, I'm just giving you info that you probably already know. It's up to you what you're doing with it. Will you start making the right decisions? Will you start taking more care of your body, of your health? It isn't easy, but it is simple. Don't overcomplicate it. That was from Michael Smoke. And I'll see you on the next episode about sleep. And I'm really excited for that, because sleep is so important and we underestimate the importance of sleep. Goodbye.